Hello guys, this is Tarot by Tess. I'm coming to apologize for having not done your live video today like I had hoped I would. I was waiting for a neighbor to move, like literally move out, because they were being very loud and sassy. And it was very distracting. And while I was waiting, I fell asleep. So that's what happened there. And I have a date tonight. I'm setting this so it'll come out after I'm already gone on my date. But I thought I would give you guys a little reading, and I'm hoping to do it tomorrow sometime, okay? I do have a lot of work to do tomorrow, so it's not going to be a long one. Wow. Yeah, I know, my cleavage, like, is bam. I'm going to wear this dress up every day. Okay, here's one card. Let's see what else. This is for all zodiac signs from now through Monday, so like Monday evening, midnight, okay? This goes for Sunday and Monday as well as Saturday night. Because where I'm at, it's like 7, I think. And then by the time this uploads, it'll be like 8:30, I think. Let's see what else comes out for you guys. Okay, I'll stop it right here because we have a major arcana. Oh, 2 major arcanas, wow. Okay. Interesting. And I did bring my postcards. I thought maybe I would just try them out. I haven't highlighted the meanings yet or anything, but... Alright, so the first card that popped out for you is the Ace of Swords. Clarity of belief. This is infatuation. It's an opinion. Here, I feel like this is telling me you're on the right path. You're thinking clearly. Communication is clear. I do feel like it's about the heart, because look how his hand is. And then you can see that, he's releasing a butterfly, and his eyes are closed. He's just feeling calm and free. And then, of course, there's a heart down here in pink. So I kind of get that cliche, when I think of it, I have to say it, that cliche idea of, you know, if you let it go and it comes back to you, then it's meant to be yours. I kind of get that. Okay, now we have 2 major arcana. The High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. Good news. So far, no signs. I think it's better when there's no signs in a reading, especially when they're general. That way, you know, it does apply for all zodiacs and not one in particular. The High Priestess says listen, and then we have flow. So this is just telling me going with the flow. And this is very reminiscent of that. I mean, look how just calm he is in the midst of all this. So I feel like you're coming upon your destiny, but you need to go with the flow. The High Priestess is very reserved. She's like observing, listening, but she's really reserved. And this is just saying go with the flow. Again, he's touching his heart. And then we have the compass behind him, which tells me like you're going in the direction you need to. And just listen to your intuition. Okay? They're all upright. None of them came out reversed, which is good. This is supposed to be advice, not necessarily predictions or describing a situation. When I was shuffling, I asked for advice for all zodiac signs. So that's what's coming out here. Listen to your intuition. Go with the flow. Just trust. Because Wheel of Fortune says fate is intervening. You know, the universe, God, is intervening on your behalf. I don't know why my voice is cracking. And it may be about a belief you have. You may get clear on something you've believed previously or not. Well, obviously you would, but maybe it was a wrong belief previously and it's going to be corrected. Wow, you guys. Wow. Bottom of the deck. I saved it for last. I never even saw it till now. That's why I said wow. 9 of Cups. Dreams coming true. This is also the wish card, you guys. So I'm seeing just freaking listen to your intuition, relax, be reserved. You don't be afraid of taking steps, but take steps in the right time, okay? Because Ace of Swords is that kind of card, like just as a descriptor, you would say must have to, being forced to do something, okay? Not necessarily being forced, but there's like an urgency with this card. And Ace of Swords usually means very rapidly this is coming. The change is coming quickly. So hours or days. I mean, usually within a day or two. Even a couple hours, couple minutes even, it depends. And then, of course, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is turning. So it's like your destiny is coming. Just again, go with the flow. If you go with the flow, you get your wish. You get whatever you need. And again, it looks like these hands are in the universe, like you're in God's hands. If it's about love, then the universe is playing matchmaker. But this is all meant to be because it's the Wheel of Fortune. And it looks like it's all really good. So now I want to see what Fred has to say. Now, I just like the idea of having advice. So, what am I doing? I've already cut and shuffled, even though these aren't really the kind you do that with. But I like the idea of not being responsible for the messages that come out. Because people like to blame you when the reading's bad. But I've had a few people, not very many, but I had a few people say, you were so right. And I was being negative, and I just thought you were being negative. And I only do things to help people. Okay, so let's see. I may just have to pick one. These aren't really the kind of, post board or, I don't know what it's called, but they're not the kind that really shuffle well because I'm getting stabbed every time I do this. Okay, I'll just pull from the top. I think this may be the same one I saw on the bottom earlier. I may read the whole thing and then just kind of summarize with what I would highlight. I don't know what it is about the camera. Okay. I do apologize for my cleavage. I'll hold it like this. Okay. Dearest you, man. The common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes. So I can see that just going with the flow. Like whatever comes, roll with the punches. That's some good advice here. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play. And we have many ideas about how all this should play out. Just know the outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. That's creepy. Okay. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely or will it straitjacket you? So basically, don't be tied to an outcome. Just go with what happens because it's meant to happen, okay? It's your choice, to wear the world loosely or to be in a straitjacket. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. God has a plan. They said spirit, but I say God. Loving you always and forever. So yeah, again, it's the kind of same advice, going with the flow. I'll pick one more from the bottom because, it's like a clarification from the bottom, an overall theme. All right. So let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? Yeah, I can see how this fits. Again, happiness is something that you have to have every day because there is no end destination where you can be happy then. You have to be happy with what you have at any given time because otherwise you may never get happy. So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it can never be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What you made is pure joy, and what made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing nothing. What? Hang on, I read that wrong. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this, so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here. Okay. I don't consider that being Fred. I consider that being God. So again, being emotionally fulfilled is something that should be happening every day. But, the universe is intervening. There is going to be an outcome. Don't attach too much hope to one thing or one outcome. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? You can't force something to happen. You just kind of have to go with it. And even like, the bad times, which I don't see any bad times, but in the past there has to be because everybody has them. Is this saying, you can see the good in it. And I don't know, how many people here may be Christians or not, but in, was it Romans 8:28 is what I think of every time I hear about this, which is, God turns around everything for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. So even the worst things can be turned around for good. So I think everybody can benefit from that kind of idea of thinking, because God is intervening, and it's fate. It could be matchmaker. It could be matchmaker with a job, with a person. It could be changing a belief in general. Because the high priestess, she's a lot religious. Because normally she's holding the Torah, in the cleft of her arm, just like a baby actually, and it's just like she has all this hidden wisdom behind her. And she's just waiting for someone to seek it. And she reveals it when it's the right time. Because sometimes we don't need to know what's coming up. Sometimes we don't need to know everything. And I know people who do tarot, they're trying to figure that kind of thing out. People who read it, people who watch it, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And sometimes it's just saying, hey, relax, enjoy what happens. Because you don't always need to know. All right, let's see if I can get one more for you. I really like that 9 of Cups. Because it says dreams coming true, but your dreams come true every day. I mean, just the fact that you guys are, you're a miracle in and of yourself, just because, we come from the dust, you guys, and, God, breathed life into us, that kind of thing. So, I know we all came from the womb, you guys. I'm just saying. This is like a metaphor. It's figurative language, but we're miracles in and of ourselves, just breathing. So let's see here. Okay, Ace of Wands. Wow, we have 2 aces. So what this tells me is you're going to be a master of your thoughts, your beliefs, a master of your passions. Wait, sorry. I got confused. This is not Ace of Wands, it's Ace of Pentacles. So I do apologize. It does talk about strengthening bonds. But I feel like this is an opportunity that's coming to clarify your belief. It could also be an opportunity to cut somebody out of your life who's just not in it for your best good. But I do see some infatuation going on here, some passion. And it does have a heart, so I do feel like this is revolving around love, because this picture is very romantic. She's smelling a rose, I think. She's walking through this really beautiful path where all the trees are, holding on to each other, and the sun's shining in front of her, so she's casting a shadow, and all these dogwoods or cherry blossoms or whatever they are. It's just really romantic. And I think it's kind of funny that it's like he's sending a butterfly to her, because that's the only nature thing you see in here, and then she's fully in nature. He doesn't even really have a background. He's just very abstract. So I'm not a big fan of these cards. Like, for instance, the High Priestess kind of creeps me out a little bit, because she has green eyes and just creeps me out. I like the original High Priestess, but let's see. Well, she may not be smelling a rose. It's some other kind of flower. I don't know what that kind is, though. But this could also be strengthening your bonds with anybody, okay? But Ace of Pentacles is always the right path, okay? So I'm seeing you just need to sit back and trust, listen to your intuition to know that you're on the right path. And even when it feels like you're not on the right path, you are, because otherwise it would not be happening. The wrong path never happens. Because again, God turns everything around for our good. So it may have felt like a detour, but it's not like it took God by surprise. Okay, even the worst things. So guys, good luck, and I will catch you tomorrow for a live reading.